Good Tuesday to you, everybody, in Gov 603. Welcome to week boom 7. How's everybody doing? You hanging in there? We're not quite halfway through the semester yet, but we're getting there and approaching that so desired modular week. That is where you get a little bit of time off, right? We're not there yet. We're getting there, so let's do a little soothing mint tea because I am, believe me, sufficiently caffeinated. Okay. So in this video, we're going to talk about what it is we're doing this week, some things that you should focus on, and stuff that you need to pay attention to. All right, if you go to the module per usual, you will see that we are, this week, we're again developing our understanding of some terminology specific to research cases and method testing. So read chapter 5 in Howard and chapter 5 in Pounder. All right. But also, what I would like you to be doing, keeping your eye on, is preparing for your midterm examination, because that's less than 2 weeks away. So here's how it's going to work. The exam will open up on October the 15th, and then it's going to close on the 16th. Now, I have to tell you, that, and it's all in the instruction sheet, okay? But the exam is no book, no internet, no notes, all right? Just you. It's timed, and it's a one-way exam. That is, once you start, you cannot go backwards. Once you open a question, you cannot go backwards. Once you answer a question and go to the next question, you cannot go backwards. You go one way. You go forward, all right? And the way to study for this, as laid out in the review sheet, go back and review weeks 1 through 8. And yeah, I know you haven't gotten 8 yet, but you will. Weeks 1 through 8, the discussion questions, and make sure that you understand that you can recognize and define or even discuss the terms that we've simple stuff. What's a mean? What's a medium? What's a mode? What do we mean when we say ANOVA, which we're going to get to? What's a lowercase n? What's an uppercase n? This is just memorization. You can do this. You can do this. And then also be able to, have a sort of a formative conversation. If I ask you, why is external validity important? You'll be able to fill in the blank with a short answer. Or if I even asked you, what do we mean by external validity? You'd be able to define that. Okay. There are going to be 25 questions on the test, worth 100 points. They'll range in value from 1 to 4, something like, true or false. That's probably going to be a onesie because that's easy. And at the bottom of the review sheet are a few sample questions, literally a few, 3. So make sure that you get ready for that. Now, I have to tell you that I will not be in my office on Sunday. I'll be back Sunday day. I will be back Sunday night. And so if you run into a problem, don't run into a problem. Don't close your system until you're finished with the test. Don't hit finish until you're finished with the test. Don't take the test where you're going to be distracted, or the people coming in, or if you have kids or roommates and they're playing with the keys, because I will not be there to help you out. I probably wouldn't be there to help you out anyway, because this is a test. All right. And I'll be back Sunday night, and I'll take a look at your progress and see how you're doing. And you need to have these, this bad boy in the can and done by Monday night. And so don't wait till Monday night to get things started. That's also a mistake. All right. You want to give yourself some time to be able to go through this. Okay. All right. So Pounder and Howard, chapter 5, you're going to be, reading information that pertains to research cases and method testing. So what are some of the methods that we use? How do we test them? Why one research case as opposed to another? And then get ready for your final exam. Now, I am in the process of grading your part 1 for your papers. I think some of you have those back already. If not, they'll be back. I try to turn them around within 2 weeks so we can have a discussion about them, and I can give you some meaningful feedback as to how you're doing. And you're looking ahead to the next one. That is the part 2. Okay. For any one of you that did not turn this in, and I'm not going to name you because you know who you are. I think I've probably already sent you an email, and you don't let this go. All right, you've got to have this. Just by way of feedback of what I've seen so far, they're short, folks. Okay. One of the things that you learn to do as a master's student, as a graduate student, is try to think about it like this. Not one. There are really 3 things that you're after. In there, they're more process oriented than they are product oriented. What do I mean by that? Well, product is where you're memorizing an author, you're memorizing a theory, you're memorizing the contents of a book. Okay, that's important. You got a lot of stuff to cram into the old noggin, but what you should focus on more so is process. And there are 3 processes as master's student, as a graduate student, that you're expected to be able to get your head around. Okay. Number 1, what is it that we mean when we say research and say research paper? What's the basic format of a research paper? What are the basic elements? What's the basic style that it has to be in? And because you're in the social sciences, that's APA. Now you drift over into journalism and stuff, that's AP, but know what that is. Know how a paper is supposed to be formatted. Okay, that's the first thing. You've just got to. The second thing, and this is probably more important than the first one, is an intense focus on improving your writing. Most people are going to meet you. You will in things like government and poli-sci, and some of you are in law and in communication. Overwhelmingly, people are going to meet you in written form. Learn how to write quickly, clearly, and with impact. You should focus on that. And then the final of the 3 processes that you need to focus on as a graduate student is that of resources. I've been an academic for like 25 years now. I don't know it all. I don't have all of the authors and their texts and the theories memorized. And I don't expect that you do either. But what you need to develop, just intuitive, just as mechanical and natural as brushing your teeth, is if you don't know something, where do you go to find it out? And this is extremely important. Can you tell the difference between BS and the real thing? It used to be that if a source was published, there was a high level of veracity that went with that, because there were a number of filters and peer reviews that it went to before it hit a book or a journal and into a library. That's gone with digital publication. So the good news is that many of the gatekeepers of information have been moved out of the way. The bad news is many of the gatekeepers of information have been moved out of the way. That shifts the burden on you as a writer, as a researcher. So focus on those 3 processes as you develop as a master's student, and you'll do just fine. Okay, everybody, that's what we're going to be doing for this week. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you in the next video, in which we talk about what you did last week. That is the readings and your answer, and see what we can add to it. But until then, have a blessed week. And as always, I will see you on Canvas. Bye-bye.